Hey,
Bradford. Hey. Hey, how you doing?
Oh
Hey.
man, it is the beginning of another week. We're taping this on a Monday. You guys will hear it on a Wednesday. We are in the final funnel into we're in that swirly part of getting down to our tour dates.
Yeah,
And I got
so
to tell you, we're a
we're
little trepid. We're a little. There's a little anxiety just because
yeah,
we haven't
yeah,
done it in a
we're
long time. We're putting
yeah.
together our material. We're getting ready. But how you feeling?
Well, if we're going by the swirly, we're halfway down the toilet for sure. So I'm trying to climb my way out right now.
Yeah.
Now, Monday, listen, man, when this stuff, these tours start happening and all these restrictions and capacity limits and not doing a meet and greet now. We're doing the Q&A though, which is going to be such a
Yeah.
blast for the
Yeah.
VIP ticket holders. There's just a lot of moving parts. And I
Uh-huh.
know you guys listening know there are a lot of moving parts, but especially with these constraints on us, there are a ton of moving parts. But it's Monday. We just hit the ground running, buddy. And we're
That's
going to be
right.
sprinting. We're going to be sprinting until we get on the plane Friday to fly to Baltimore. That's what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not coming up for air until then, but
No,
it's
dude,
okay.
I'm chugging along until I can
Yeah,
chug.
that's true.
That's
But
good, huh?
listen, we're having fun. You're coming down this week. We're working together. We're going to be able to get some stuff done, for sure. And
Yeah.
it's just going to be. It's busy and it's great. I'm grateful. It's awesome. Let's go.
Yeah, man. So we wanted to talk a little bit about the show today.
No way.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about General Hospital today.
This is the Peter Appreciation Pod.
That's amazing.
This is a full-fledged Peter gasm.
Is it the Peter
appreciation
or the Wes appreciation?
Both.
Yeah, both. Well,
both.
Listen, again, I'm not on social that much as I used to be, which has been fantastic, but which has been great.
Let's not mince words here.
No, we're not. But I've seen a lot of good. I mean, there's good stuff. There's good action stuff going on right now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, and this is what I love about what's happening now. And I've said this numerous times, and you have too. It's always better when more people are involved and more stories intertwined, right? It's always just better.
Well, I mean, for obviously it makes the story more interesting when more stories can come together and overlap and relate to each other. But as we know, not everybody, like some people have their favorite characters, right? They want to see their favorite characters. And when more people involved, that brings in more fan bases to be invested in the storyline, which is cool too.
Yeah, totally. And I know there's a lot going on. And I know a lot of people want Peter dead.
Hey. Is Peter the new Nell?
I don't know. That's a good question, because I know Spinelli wants him dead. I know multiple people everywhere around the world want Peter dead. So,
but so just from my point of view, like I've really enjoyed. I mean, first of all, I've really enjoyed working with Wes. Wes is a fantastic human being. If you've ever had the privilege to talk to him or meet him, the warmth and friendliness and just like he has the kindest eyes, which is funny because when you see Peter flare up, you're like, woof. But Wes himself is just a gentle giant. He is tall. Yeah. That is real.
That's real.
That's not a Peter Heinrich camera trick. Wes himself is very tall. But he's just loving. And I mean, he writes poetry. Dude. He's a creative, wonderful human being. So it's fun to see him go into Peter at work and go in the opposite direction. But for me,
he's go ahead. Sorry.
But so like obviously enjoying to work with him, but to have a foil is so much fun. For Spinelli to have not just a rival or a competitor, whatever like that, but like a true foil where he is truly pitted against him. And this is kind of the first time that I can recall Spinelli being so like unabashed about it. Like,
right.
Just giving zero F's about him, right? Like
right.
in the past, you know, when she was when she was with Nathan, the cop, you know, like he couldn't really, there was nothing bad about Nathan. Nathan was an upstanding police officer, but like Peter is like a, you know, an international villain in Spinelli's mind. And so he can just be, I've never seen Spinelli so outwardly just disgusted by someone's presence. And that has been so fun for me to play.
Yeah, totally. And look, I know from a viewer standpoint, when somebody keeps doing stuff all the time, you're like, oh, get rid of this guy already, blah, blah, blah. You know, we have two guys right now on the show, Cyrus and Peter.
Yeah.
And something's got to give.
Probably.
Right. Something's going to break. We don't know. We don't know who's going to die, if they're going to die, who shot Peter, who killed Cyrus, who knows, right? So this is what's cool because we don't know yet at work. So we're just kind of watching it unravel also, you know.
Right.
But
which is a fun adventure to be on.
As far as Wes goes, you know, the guy is so it's so nice. I asked Laura, I go, is this real? Is this dude like this? She goes, 100%. He's like this all the time. I go, man, this is amazing. Yeah. So he's just, like you said, like you touched on, he's just it's really nice to meet somebody who really is as humble and gracious as Wes is, for his job, for his life. And that's really cool to see. So I'm looking forward to see how this whole thing plays out, because there's a lot of people on the canvas that he's crossed. So we'll see.
And as we talk about when we talk about, you know, villains, you know, there's always that that instinct maybe to play against the villainy. Ooh, I want to be liked. Ooh, I want to, you know, and what's been cool, I think, for the process and his arc, like he's just going for it now, which is fun.
Totally.
Because over the arc, you know, he's had, and also probably because he didn't know, like, you don't know what the outcome is going to be. No. When you start playing this character and you get told, oh, you're the son of Faison, you have this in you, but you're trying to have a real life, like that's tough to play, because you're like, ooh, what are his real instincts, and when do I show them? And you know, how do I balance that? And boy, totally. Might be nice to lean into I'm a good guy, I want this, and I want to treat people and, you know, really have a family and have that. But then it's also fun to be like, and if I don't get that,
you know,
I'm gonna burn it down. You know,
you mentioned something interesting last time, or a question I think from one of our Patreon peeps said something like, you know, for me personally in my personal life, there's been an evolution of growth. Has that affected the way I play Jason Morgan? Right. And that's a really interesting question, because it's hard for you not to turn yourself off when you've been playing a character for so long. Right. So like in Wes's instance, if he knew, or if you knew, or any actor knew that you're going to play this type of character, this villain, for 4 weeks on a movie, like your singular focus when you step on set is, I'm this bad guy, or I'm this guy, right?
Yeah.
Right. And you can figure out your arc, usually because it's in the script. If not, you can do your own thing, but you know you're going to play this guy. So sometimes I think with actors, when you have a character that you're playing for so long and you really don't know how to navigate it, because you really don't know who he is yet.
Right.
Because sometimes the writers don't know who they are yet.
Right. And the defining storyline of the character has not been written yet.
Right. So I think it's when you're playing something every day, sometimes it's hard to, because Wes is such a nice guy, to go, okay, I'm shutting it all down, I got to be this guy. But then, you know, 2 weeks later, you might get a script and you're like, no, wait, you're that guy and this guy. So it's, you know, I don't know if viewers really understand that a lot of it's the own actors trying to navigate without really knowing what the outcome is, or, hey, where are we going from here? Like in a movie, you know, you've done movies, you get the script, you go, oh, here's my character's journey.
Right.
Oh, I can pace this out just fine. I get it.
Right.
Yeah, it shoots out of order.
I know when to lay on this. I know when to play against it. because
right.
yes, for all those reasons.
Right. Yeah. So then on top of it, like we shot, I didn't even know how many shows last week. I did 12,
Right.
but we must have shot 15.
Right.
And they were all out of order.
Yeah.
There was nothing in order.
Right.
Like sometimes we literally are playing the end of the movie and then have to go back and refigure our steps to get to the end that we played.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many times have you gone, oh, that's where we are?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
and you're
and
like,
that's the thing is like,
oh,
sometimes
shoot, I wish I would have known.
Well, and also you might be filming the peak or the climax of what's supposed to happen, and you don't necessarily know it's that either. Like you don't know how important the moment that you're doing is because you don't know what comes before it or after it.
Right. So I'm just going to remind viewers now. What is this date? What is the date today?
It's
in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Bring this question up. Exactly what we're talking about shooting the ending first or beginning last, whatever. Bring it up because I have a great story for it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So well, anyway, we wanted to pay tribute to our friend and also just remind you guys what a great guy he is, and also revisit our conversation with him that we had over a year ago. And because we get to learn such great things about his past and how he came to this, and learn just more about the individual versus dwelling on the darkness of Heinrich Peter. We really get to delve into the beautiful person that Wes is. So we wanted to revisit that conversation and share it with you guys as a lovely reminder of the gentleman. And so thank you. Thanks for tuning in this week, and enjoy our conversation with Wes.